Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Quill Quickcard, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Last time, we took the worst of all endings, just to see what that would look like. Today, it is back on the path to Reen. We are back at the choice where Lily has noticed how overexerted we are just trying to climb the hill back to the school, and asked about it. Sorry, I'm not in very good condition. It's alright, I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. Oh. Is it something that is related to you being transferred here? I mean... She cuts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing that she was being a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp, though, and while I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's Lily, I don't think I mind. I'm just a little weak for the time being. Hanako said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought... Interesting pause there. Was it really healthy that Hanako said about my appearance? Lily doesn't finish her sentence again, letting it trail off with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression... Really? 2 minutes in, and I yawn. Why? It is 3 in the afternoon. I got up from a nap not 30 minutes ago. I have my tea. I have eaten. Why am I yawning? It has to be this game. That is the only consistent factor, I swear. Visual novels, you get to me. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression spurs me to say at least something to ease her feelings. Oh my... Are you serious? Come on, body, wake up. It's surprising she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must know that not all share her comfort about such things. No, it's okay. I have a pretty... I guess the best way to put it would be messed up heart. Arrhythmia. I had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it, and spent most of the spring in a hospital. Ended up in Yamaku on doctor's orders. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. My answer, though, only seems to make Lily's furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem to quite know how to react, given we don't really know each other that well. Yeah, what do you think, Reen? I can't really fault her for it, given I have the exact same reaction. While I do want to assuage her concern, I really don't want to dwell on this either. Don't worry about it. I try to offer a reassuring smile, but then I realize the futility. Without knowing this, Lily smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything further. Arriving at the dorms, Reen stops in front of her mural, as if lightning struck her. She had been so quiet for almost all of the walk back that I had all but forgotten she was here. It's Friday, isn't it? Yes, Friday, the 8th of June. This is bad. Bad? Why? I think I'm going to go in a fetal position and throw up. Possibly in reverse order. Is something wrong? No, nothing is wrong. It's Friday and nothing is wrong yet. This mural, it's going to need to be finished by Sunday. So everything's alright. Do you have any drugs? Or a time machine? This is not good. Not good. So she's behind her schedule. Recalling Shizune's exasperation at Reen's carefree attitude several days ago, I don't know what to think. She has left herself open for a told you so unless she can pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning. Reen keeps staring at her mural, looking as mortified as she can. Leave me. I'm going to need to work for a while. I glance at Lily, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I roll my eyes, but then I realize she's not one to do that kind of thing. Leave me. We do, of course. Really? Another yawn? Why? This game clearly has a strange curse on it that makes me yawn. Why would someone do that? Why would you put that curse on this game? We do, of course, not wanting to aggravate her any more than she already is. There is a churning bad feeling in my gut. Reen sure has a knack of making people feel worried about her. She seems like a person who should never be left alone. Maybe we should call someone? It sounded like she was going into shock or something. I'm sure she will be just fine. She has, how to say... Lily cocks her head a little, trying to find a polite way of calling Reen crazy without calling her crazy. Unique? Yes. A very unique person. I would say that she has a number of eccentricities and neuroses and unusual ways of manifesting both her stresses and joys. I guess you could say that. She giggles at the notion melodiously, nodding in agreement. Sorry about leaving you stranded as you talked to her. I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance. So my guess was right. Lily offers a slight, apologetic smile, as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings had prevented her from becoming closer to Reen. I'm not one to blame her, at all. Lily lets slip a long breath, probably a disguised yawn. I imagine she's as exhausted by all this as I am. I'd better leave now and give these to Hanako. Thank you for the company, Hisao. She smiles very sweetly at me. It feels different than normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. Do you hear that noise in the background? Japanese cicadas. You watch enough anime and, that exact sound will be burned into your head. It also appears in a number of games and other things. You can hear that chirp signature in, what was it? Harvest Moon 64, I know for certain. You can hear it in Animal Crossing when the cicadas are out. When I hear that sound, I usually think about Evangelion and just quiet, empty, long shots of the city, hearing that. I like that sound. I can't put my finger on what the difference is. It's just different. Relaxed, I'd say. But that's probably just relief over getting rid of rain. Maybe. Yeah. Good night. Say hi to Hanako for me. I will. Good night. So, assuming I have done everything right, my next unique scene will be with Reen. And that will indicate that I'm going down the Reen path. If my next original scene is with Lily, then that will indicate that I'm going down the Lily and Hanako path. So, let's see where we end up. Okay, there's Emmy again. You took my food. Emmy heaves a sigh. I guess I have to go back and get some. I promised to help with our class project, though, so I'll be back a bit later. Can you manage without it for a few hours? Reen nods, and so Emmy leaves. I stay because I like watching Reen paint, and because I have nothing better to do. I sit on a box and pick up today's book from my bag. It's a story about 3 guys drinking beer for 2 weeks straight and doing little else. That sounds boring. Reen moves from the spot that was in need of the blue and starts slowly working on another. Her foot works the brush steadily against the plastered wall, layers of paint on top of layers of paint. The mural slowly gains more form. I turn the pages at a leisurely pace. In this chapter, they are drinking beer at the protagonist's friend place. In the previous one, it was the protagonist's own apartment. It's not a page-turner kind of book. A slice of life of someone's imaginary life that makes me wonder why it had to be written. Why indeed? The reasons for doing something creative. It's something incomprehensible. Like, why Reen does paintings. It feels like she and Emmy are the same, going squarely against their fates as if it's just out of spite. Reen even said something like that. Do something you can't just because you can. Is that what she meant? Is that her reason? It might be Emmy's. She comes off as quite a headstrong person. Reen doesn't give off that kind of an air. Thinking about it, she doesn't give off any kind of air. Or maybe a different kind every time I talk with her. Why did she say what she said? Why does she, or anyone at all, paint, or draw, or sculpt, or write? I've never had much of a creative impulse, so I don't think I can really understand it. It makes me feel hollow inside. What a grim thought. I can't really decide whether it's true or not, either. Am I content being this way? I can't deny I'm feeling a little envious of Reen, but I can't really consider it a flaw of any kind. I'm myself and she is herself. Still, I do need to find something that could make me feel a little less lost about myself, instead of just drowning myself in these books as I did in the hospital. I can't help but feel disoriented. The new school, lifestyle, and people around me contribute heavily to this sensation. I'm trying my best to fit into existing social circles, and most of the people I've met have been really nice. It still feels like I'm an outsider, though. Like I don't belong. I shake the feeling off, realizing that I'm spacing out. I have neither turned a page of the book nor done anything for Reen. She is trying to pour some paint from a big can using only her feet, having not bothered to ask me. Or maybe she did and I didn't hear it. Either way, it looks very unstable. I quickly jump to help her, as it looks like she's about to spill the entire contents of the can all over the pavement. I take the can from her feet and pour some in the bowl. She doesn't say anything, and neither do I. I catch a glimpse of her eyes looking silently at me from under her unkempt bangs. It's an unreadable expression. A perfect poker face, mixed with a hint of something like a mild surprise. I wonder what she is thinking. Maybe she is wondering about what I'm thinking. Maybe nothing. A penny for your thoughts? Do you have any pennies with you? I don't think I do. Then I don't think I will tell. I'm not thinking anything either, so you're in luck. Except now I just did. She frowns, looking very unsatisfied. It's hard to not think about anything, but it's important. I'm about to ask why it's important when some old guy walks up to us, looking like he has some business with Reen. Good afternoon. How's it going? I can make it. Reen doesn't take her eyes off the wall and responds so naturally that I can only assume they know each other. I haven't seen the man before, so I naturally wonder who he might be. Maybe a teacher? His hair has faded to a silvery gray, so much so that it looks artificially dyed. I hope that's not the case. Small, round glasses hang on the bridge of his nose, but it appears he's constantly looking over the lenses rather than through them. He's studying the mural intently over said glasses. Good. Good. What bold composition you have here. He moves to inspect the mural closer, talking to himself about it in a way that makes it obvious he wants us to hear it too. Very good indeed. I don't really know what to make of it, but Reen doesn't seem to care much. She's looking around her working space, the various bowls of different tones scattered all over. Hisao. A little more of this. Give me a second. I pour a 50-50 mix of two paints into the bowl to create more of the same pale pink tone Reen was using to fill up the shape of a man's face. Reen watches me doing so, which makes me feel nervous somehow. Her face is so unassuming that it feels she's just waiting for me to do something wrong. The man turns to reckon me as well, looking surprised, as if he noticed my presence only just now. Maybe he did. Why, hello there. Who might you be? I'm a transfer student to class 3-3. Hisao Nakai. Nice to meet you. Mudo's class, eh? Well, I won't hold that against you. He laughs very loudly. Obnoxiously loudly. A few small birds take flight from a nearby tree. Okay, I was gonna say that didn't sound like a laugh, that sounded like birds. I guess because it was birds. I'm Shinichi Nomiya, the art teacher. Well, this is the art teacher. In retrospect, should have guessed that much. He even looks like one, as far as first impressions go. How did you come to end up assisting my protege? I wish I knew. Okay. Next choice. I got my flowchart up. If I go with, I just kind of stuck with her, I think, I die. Yep, according to this, it circles straight back into death. So instead, we're going to say, I'm interested in the art club. I guess I'm a little interested in the art club. I blurted out, partially inadvertently. What do you mean? Nothing specific. I wonder if I could come by sometime, even if it's just to observe or something. I've been thinking that I should join some club or something, so... It's in no way a premeditated move, but a vague sense of determination has really been building inside of me for this past week. I want to do something. I want to belong somewhere. It might as well be the art club, my shortcomings notwithstanding. The teacher seems pleased. Oh, you want to join? Well, we always welcome new people, of course. Club meetings are normal enough. We study various aspects of the fine arts and try our hands at them as well. Or feet. He gives an embarrassed cough, but Reen doesn't seem to mind. I take a small amount of comfort from the fact that I'm not the only one with vocabulary difficulties in this school. Nomiya rebounds from his faux pas by theatrically checking the time from his huge, gleaming pocket watch and slaps his forehead even more theatrically. I really must take my leave now, but if you have questions, I'm sure Tezuka can clarify. Somehow mentioning clarify and Reen in the same sentence doesn't feel right. However, I don't say as much to the teacher, since he seems to be in his hurry. Tezuka, I am pleased to see that this little project is going so well. I just stopped by to remind you to not run off by yourself tomorrow. I've invited certain people to the festival for you, and I'm sure they'd like to meet you as well. I hope I'll see you on Monday then, Nakai. The teacher leaves, and we are left by ourselves again. Reen is still painting as if nothing notable happened. Since nothing in fact did, I am left wondering what on earth is wrong with me. Art and I haven't worked well together in the past, at least judging from the grades I used to have in middle school. Maybe a club will be different than an obligatory class. Who knows? I try to come up with something meaningful to ask about it, but to no avail. I'll just go to a club meeting and see how it goes. So, he invited some people tomorrow just to check out your painting? He has a lot of art people friends. They like to talk about art. I think he wants me to talk about art with them. Somehow I get the feeling that you aren't too thrilled about it. Reen shrugs non-committally, but it still gives an impression of her general displeasure at the idea of having to discuss her painting, or any paintings, with other people. I don't really like talking about art. It is already a way to talk without talking. So why bother talking about it? I can understand that. It's like being bored and talking about being bored because you are bored. I'm not following you. Have you ever talked about being bored? It's pointless and not very exciting. All you can really say about it is, I'm so bored. I once spent a week trying to think of something meaningful to say about boredness. It was the most boring week I've ever had. But that's pretty fitting, don't you think? Rin gives me a look. The laconic kind of look. That laconic kind that looks like it doesn't mean anything, but it does. Anyway, I don't know. I guess I just rarely can come up with anything to say about art. I mean, like this one you're doing now. I have no idea what to think about it, except that it looks nice. What is this painting about? It's not about anything at all. That's what I'd like to say. So I did. But that was a small lie. I said it anyway, because I would kind of like it to be true. Teacher wanted me to do this, but I didn't have any ideas. I tried to have some, but nothing happened. So now this is a painting without any ideas. But what are you painting then? No idea. Come to think of it, I think I'll call this no idea. Now I've started thinking again. This is bad. She shakes her head vigorously for a while, trying to shake thinking out of her head. That amber red hair flies wildly around. This is why I had Imi help me. She makes it easy not to think about anything. You know, how she just talks about nothing for hours. It's like her head is made of bubblegum foam bath jelly. You are kind of the same, but not really. It's very helpful if you stay here. I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not. It's probably neither, with Rin being the overtly neutral person she is. So, is there anything specific you'd like me to do to make you not think? Just be. So, without knowing what I should do, I just sit on an empty box to watch her continue with the painting, idly leafing the pages of the beer-drinking book. Rin has a severe expression on her face, her dark green eyes hiding what you might think behind them. No, wait, she's supposedly not thinking anything, right? She quietly hums to a tune, interrupting every now and then with polite requests for more paint or another kind of brush. Her concentration is admirable, even though she seems to be sleep-deprived and under pressure to finish the job. Inch by inch, the painting gains more form. Details being added on top of details, colors entwining with each other, filling the empty spaces, growing on top of each other. I find myself thinking about inspiration and motivation to create art again. Where does one get ideas? They don't come out of nowhere, but I don't think there are muses that magically inject some inspiration in your head. Ideas have an origin and a purpose. The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that Rin is lying about her mural, or at least twisting the truth. Maybe she doesn't even realize it herself. You can't do anything creative without having an idea of what you are going to create. That would go against the definition. Every stroke must be decided to be drawn. Even if it's made really yawns. even if it's made at random, then that, too, is a conscious decision. So her painting, even this one, must be based on having some deliberate goal or idea of what to paint. If Reen's idea is to have no idea, as she said, does that count as having an idea? A logical paradox? That seems to be Reen's modus operandi for most normal interactions. So it wouldn't surprise me if she hadn't even noticed this herself. I wonder if I should bring it up, but I'm not sure if I want to engage in an argument about logic with this girl. One of us would probably end up short-circuiting fairly quickly, so I discard the thought. Reen is squirming and shuffling restlessly. Even her usual blank visage breaks occasionally into pretty difficult-looking expressions, the kind that one doesn't just come up with accidentally. Everything all right? Yes. Yes. No. My back started hurting again. This painting is too big after all, and it's hard to paint in this position. Want to take a break? After I finish this part. Of course, she doesn't take a break, and I don't bring it up again because that would be completely and utterly pointless. Reen continues her work, and I stay with her. I like to watch her paint, and I'm going to be a member of the same club she's in now. When she declares the mural to be finished, it's already so dark that I have no idea how she can tell. There is no celebration, no general sense of a job well done, just a tired and laconic, "I'm done," and then we both go to sleep. And so it has come once again, the day of the festival and the entrance to Act 2. Now, with the chosen woman of my interest. I look forward to seeing where this leads me. And I will see you all on the next one.